Well, greetings, my imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, the notorious RMB, coming at you from Seattle, Washington. And pardon me, well, I was just corrected, because why wouldn't I be corrected? I'm actually in Bellevue, Washington, which is adjacent to Seattle, separated by Lake Washington and two bridges. I'm here. I made it on time. It is April 11th. So you members of the Post-Geek Singularity, I got a very special surprise for you today. But it wouldn't be a show if I didn't read certain letters. And I've been getting a lot of letters specifically on this particular topic. So I'm going to start reading the letters. And I promise you, the first letter I'm going to read, well, I'll just let you decide what you think. This first letter comes from Chad Crypto. And here it goes. Hi, Robert. I'm Chad Crypto. I have not written an email like this in many years. I first learned about you when I started watching John Schnepp on Collider Heroes and you being a consistent guest. Then to learn I had seen you for a couple of decades and had just forgotten. Thanks to you for posting videos of your past endeavors. It really blew my mind. Also, owning some of your work from X-Men to Lord of the Rings to learn you put together those DVDs is just awesome. There was a big team that did the Lord of the Rings discs. So I'm happy to be able to see you doing work with John Campea. Also to see you now doing your own live streams have been so much fun. To be able to see a time for all of us geeks and nerds to have a place to talk to someone of such knowledge and generosity. One of the things that happened to me a couple of weeks ago, I was watching one of your Robservations. The way your hair looked reminded me of my dad. Then for some reason, learning you were adopted. I thought, maybe you're my long-lost brother. I never knew I had. I was born in Lakewood, Washington, and you being from the Seattle area, it's a silly thought. Some things get even crazier. I heard your mom's name is Nancy. My mom's name is Nancy. How strange. So are you Batman and me Superman? Or vice versa? Haha, I know, just crazy likenesses. I told my mom, Nancy, who is also 80 years old, she'll be turning 81 this coming May, about you and your mom's name. She is now wanting to check out your live stream with her. To see a fellow Nancy in the Northwest. I will have to send you an image of my late dad, Carl, and my mom, Nancy, so you can get a reference of them. My mom and dad were and are totally geeks. They love sci-fi, fantasy, and action. I was so lucky to have them as role models. They've always supported me in my love of all stuff we love. Well, this letter's getting long. I hope this made sense. I've not written anything in a long time. Thank you, Robert, for what all you do. You are a true inspiration to us all. Love to all the peeps of the Post-Geek Singularity. Thank you for listening to this one of many stories you have never heard, and many more to come. Live long and prosper. Chad Crypto. P.S. Of course, read if possible on Robservations. My mom and I will be watching on Thursday. Well, Chad Crypto, thank you for the letter. Here's a big shout out to your mom, Nancy. My mom's a little younger. I mean, your mom's turning 81 in May next month. That's my birthday. But today is my mom's birthday. But I want to thank you for that letter. I don't think I could have received a more perfect letter than that. Sorry about the computer bouncing around. Obviously, I'm portable today, so I don't have the technology that I usually have. And let's see. I think I might have one more letter, or maybe not. And besides, you guys don't want to hear me. You don't want me to read another letter, do you? Oh wait, you know what? There's one more to read. This one is from Sunny Dominguez. Dear Rob, been a fan of yours since your days on Heroes, and I always enjoyed the perspective you brought to things that were different than Schnepp's and Campea's. I remember one time you shared how for a recent birthday, your mom sent you a birthday card with a Toys R Us gift certificate in it. That resonated with me greatly because I too had a mom who encouraged my fandom. She still has all my comics and figures at her house. Grateful she never gave them away like I heard other moms had. I look forward to hearing your mom be a guest because moms like ours are very unique. They allowed us to be us, never once telling us to grow up or make us feel different for the things we enjoyed. I'd be curious to hear some of the times that your mom sacrificed her time just so you can enjoy your fandom. My mom would wait hours in the car while I would get lost in comic book stores. A toast to our wonderful moms who are truly a blessing, and a happy upcoming birthday to your mom, Sunny D. And it's okay to share this. Well, guys, gals, you members of the Post-Geek Singularity community, I can't thank you enough for, again, everybody who writes to me at my website, the Burnettwork. And you're helping make my mom's a special day. Now, you're going to notice something behind me here. I mean, basically my mom's den where she has her computer. This is she's pushing stuff aside. This map, there's pins in this map all over the world. These are all the places that my mom has been in the world. But you know what? You don't need me to tell you all this. I think you probably want to hear from the guest of honor. The first guest I've had since the very first Robservations. It's been 90 live chats, and I've just been talking to you by myself. But on this day, April 11th, I have a very special guest. I'd like to introduce you to Nancy Bess Burnett, my mother. So wherever you are, start applauding. I know we can't hear it. So come on, Mom. Come sit here, sit here. Here comes my mom. She's never been on the internet before. I'm going to put it down a little bit. Okay, everybody say hello. So, Mom, welcome to Robservations. This live show. No, you got to get a coming closer. Coming closer. So you got to look up there. See that? And look right there. So so when we're talking, you can look at me. When we're talking, look at the phone. So, Mom, how old are you today?
I'm 80 years young today.
And how do you feel? You look pretty damn good.
I feel the same as I did when I was 29.
Well, I feel that way too. I mean, I feel like you do that. You feel like you've never been on the internet before, right?
Never, no.
Now, how do you feel about this? I mean, you always had to deal with my technology, my VCRs, and all that stuff. Now I've got technology in your house again. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. This is a new adventure for me.
So I think we're going to start. I've got to start by, I'm going to ask you some personal questions.
Okay.
Okay. Now, first of all,
how much do I weigh?
No, not like that. These are going to be personal probing questions. Now, I first want to start out now, because you're 80 and you look great, you're golfing. What do you think the secret to a fruitful, happy life is? What is it that makes you you, and why are you so pleasant to be around?
Well, thank you for saying that I'm pleasant to be around. I've just pursued the things that I've always loved and enjoyed it and never thought about my age. It just happened. I was lucky. So,
okay, you've got some pretty extreme interests, one of them being this map here. What made you, how did you get into traveling? I mean, first of all, you were an art history major in college.
Right.
And you went to Berkeley.
Right.
Now, when were you at Berkeley?
I went to Berkeley in 1957 and left there in 1961. Did
you travel when you were at Berkeley?
By
the way, look in the camera.
I'm sorry. Not internationally. My international travels really started after I left Berkeley. Yes.
Now, what made you decide to become an art history major?
I fell in love with art. I cannot draw, but I just appreciate people that.
No, you can look at me, but also look there. Say hello to everyone. I know this isn't the mise en scène isn't perfect. We got a lot of, but people will go with it.
I just wanted to learn all about the artists that I came to know when I was an art history major, and the Bay Area, San Francisco, just had lots of wonderful art museums, and the Pacific Northwest at that time in the 60s were not into art, basically.
What was Berkeley like in the late 50s, early 60s?
Well,
were you like a hippie?
I wasn't a hippie, but there were hippies. But it was just a great place to be, and I just have wonderful memories of it.
Now, in our family, religion, even though I was raised in a Jewish environment, you were raised Jewish.
Right.
Schoenfeld is her maiden name. Come on, German Jew, if ever I heard one. But I would say the real religion in our family, correct me if I'm wrong, is golf. Wouldn't you say that golf, like if I think the belief in our family was that 18 holes and nicely tended greens were pretty much what life was all about, right?
Well, I loved sports. I was always a sport person. And my father, who started playing golf when he was 13 years old. He and his father founded the golf course called Glendale Country Club. And at that time, there were a few golf courses in the greater Seattle area that did not allow any Jewish people to belong. So they had to start the golf course.
So your dad,
yes,
Ralph Schoenfeld,
right,
because people hated Jews, decided to start his own golf club.
Well, his father did.
Oh, his father did. So
yeah,
your grandfather.
He was only 13 years old.
Grandpa was 13.
The first junior member. He always prided himself as being the first junior member.
So, okay, let's roll that down. So that was in Seattle. Glendale started in Seattle.
Exactly. Bellevue was nothing. It was just acreage, and hardly anybody ever lived over there. Right.
Now, when did you come to the fairway, as it were? Some people come to walk with the Lord. You came to walk fairways.
I love sports. I love playing sports. I was good at sports, and I took it up when I came home from college. And
you didn't golf till you came home from college?
Right. I might have hit a ball or two, but I didn't really get into golf until I came home from college.
What, did they not let women on golf courses at the time?
Yeah. But there was just, it wasn't part of my life at that time.
You skied too. You were a snow skier.
I started skiing when I was 7 years old.
I didn't know you didn't start. So you started playing after college. When did you realize you were good at it?
As I got that, well, I was always a very good athlete. And so I just pursued it and took lessons and kept playing. And both my mom played and my dad, of course, played, and even my brother played too. And I just always loved sports, and I love golf. It's a challenging game. Every shot you take is a challenge. Yeah. Okay,
so your grandfather founded Glendale in Seattle, and Glendale Country Club moved to Bellevue.
Yes.
Do you remember when?
Yes, that was I think it was 1957, because it was just a 9-hole course, pardon me. In Seattle, there was no room to build another 9. The membership was growing, and Bellevue was just being developed. So they bought acreage over in Bellevue and built an 18-hole golf course.
Now, at country clubs, they have what's called a club championship.
Right.
For people to play the club champion. Don't worry, I'm not going to say what you think I'm going to say. I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to talk about, so starting in the 1960s, how many times have you won the club championship at Glendale?
Okay, I've won the club championship.
Here, you got to move over. Here, scoot. Here, do me a favor. Scoot in. Turn your chair. Oops, I'm picking up. There. See, that's better.
Okay.
See now?
Yeah.
Now we got.
Okay. I've won it 13 times.
She's won the club championship at Glendale 13 times. So, that's pretty amazing.
Right. And then they start at the age of 65. They have a senior championship, because we have a lot of younger people, and I've won that 4 times.
She's won the senior championship 4 times. Wait, you won the club championship 13 times and the senior champ 4 times? 17 times total. And how many decades? The 60s, the 70s,
80s,
the 80s, the 90s. You missed the aughts. 2000s until.
Well, the last time I won the senior was, I think, 2016.
2016. So we're looking at 5 decades. This woman won the club championship at Glendale, both as a young whippersnapper and also in the senior flight.
But may I tell you the most exciting thing about golf? It's not winning club championships. It was taking a group of people to Scotland to play the old course, which is where golf began in the 15th century or whenever it was. And that was the most exciting thing that ever happened in my golf, regardless of winning championships or whatever. It was playing the old course at St. Andrews.
When did you do that?
I believe it was about 2000.
Wow. Now that brings me to my next question. Your other passion in life besides golf is travel.
Yes.
Now, how long have you traveled? Where was the first place that you ever went outside the continental United States?
Oh, well, after my sophomore year in college, so that was 1959. I went with a group from college, and we went and spent 6 weeks in Europe. We traveled to Europe. And saw everything in the Scandinavian countries too.
Okay, so that began a lifelong love of travel.
Right.
So if you look, you can't really see all where the pins are in this map, but how many countries have you been to?
That I can't answer. I don't know.
You can't. Well, no. Okay. Name some of the places that you've been to.
Well, I've been to all of Europe, all of Scandinavia, Russia. I've been to the Asian countries. Only country I haven't been to that I really would like to go to is Australia. I've been to New Zealand. I took a golf group to New Zealand. I've been all over the world.
I've been to Australia.
I've been to in India. I said a couple of trips, northern and southern India.
I lived in Australia for 10 and a half months, and you didn't come visit.
Why?
I had a great apartment.
Did you invite me?
No, but I mean, you could have come. You could have come. You could have come. So you travel. Now, what is it about? I always tell people at the end of every one of these chats that every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. That all you have to do is listen to them. What have you learned by traveling the planet?
Well, I just see how people live all over the world that, live differently all over the world, and their culture is so different. And just all the things that have been around for thousands of years that, the United States is a relatively new country. So just seeing in Rome and seeing all the old relics there that have been there for thousands of years, that was exciting to me.
What are some of your favorite places that you've been?
Well, probably Italy was my favorite country to visit. I really loved that.
You told me Florence is your favorite city.
It is, yeah. I love that. That's because of all the art there too, and it's a small city and it's easy to get around. But I enjoyed all the countries for what they had to offer. Each country has different things to offer.
Because I remember you went to China. When was the first time you went to China?
Yeah, I can remember.
It was a while ago. I was younger.
A long time. Oh yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, in maybe 1980.
1980.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you went to, and you've been to Vietnam.
I've been to Vietnam. Yes, but
no,
South. Vietnam.
South. Well,
yeah.
I don't. NVA soldiers. Can you imagine if NVA soldiers kidnapped my mom? We would have won the war. So what did you think of? I have a person that watches these chats. Her name's Willow Yang. She's a Chinese immigrant that now lives in Canada. She's studying for a PhD. Wow. And she tells stories about her parents and what it's like to be a geek and all those things and how her parents would rather. I mean, she's going to be a molecular biologist. I think it's fine. She's a geek too. What did you find surprising about China, for instance, when you first went there? Oh,
it was so long ago, and just seeing an Asian country and how they lived, and just so different in all the historical parts.
Did you see the terracotta warriors?
Of course, I've got pictures of the terracotta warriors. I mean, standing next to them. It's in a book. Yeah,
she has lots of books.
Oh, I must have 40 photo books. Oh, the terracotta shoulders. That's one of the prime things that people want to see when they go to China.
So you also were a travel agent for a long time. You specialize in booking other people's, not just flights, but trips. You put them on tour groups and things like that. Right. Did you have a philosophy behind that? Did you be like, okay, when I send you somewhere, like when I take you to Scotland golfing, what kind of experience did you want to give the people that you were booking their flights? Like when you were planning a trip, like you would go on all these trips, fan trips, you call them.
FAM, F-A-M.
FAM.
They're familiarization trips.
Familiarization trips. And what were those for?
That's for agents to see destinations so they could come back and sell them to their clients.
Did you have favorite places that you went as FAM trips?
Well, the FAM trips, I just went to different places that I hadn't seen. I wouldn't go to the same place over and over because there were lots of places in the world, you don't see. When you see them and you can come back, you can sell them. It's much easier to sell them when you have been to that destination and you've learned about it and seen all the relics and all the main things that you're supposed to.
Now, another thing I've admired about you is you finally retired from being. She finally retired. Now, when did you retire, Mom?
Okay, I retired when I was 76. So I retired 4 years ago.
She retired 4 years ago when she was 76. She was 76 years old and finally decided to hang up her spurs. And that was, why did you decide to retire?
Okay, the main reason was most people do their own travel now. They don't come to agents. Maybe older people might come to agents and add help, but young people, they go online and they book all their travels and their trips, and they find out everything they want to know. So travel agents now are very rare. I mean, you don't find very many anymore because you go online. People go online and book all their own travel.
What is that sad for you? Is that a bummer?
Well, I'm glad that it didn't happen earlier because it's different, but I'd probably go online and get a ticket to New York and not call up a travel agent and say, hey, would you please book me on, from Seattle to New York? And just I go online, see it, and I book it, and that's it. Yeah.
Now, okay, let me change course here a little bit. Okay. Cats. Yeah. You're a crazy cat lady, Mom. You're a crazy cat lady. You can't see it here, but There's cats. There's stuffed cats. There's cats. You're going to see something to move the computer soon. Wait till you see what's going to happen. What's with the cats, Mom? I mean, I grew up with cats. Gilbert is the first dog I've ever owned in my life. I had cats my whole life. I had my own cat, Kubrick, for 12 years. What is it with cats? Why do you love cats? Explain to people who might not know.
Well, I fell in love with cats when I was about 9 or 10 years old. My neighbor next door, cat had kittens. And I went over to see the kittens, and I fell in love. We'd always had dogs up to that point. We never had cats. Saw the kittens, and I just fell in love with the kittens. And I came home and told my parents, and I said, I'm going to bring home a little kitty. And from that day on, I don't think I've been without a kitty.
What did you name the kitty?
The first kitty was named, I think it was Bunny. And don't ask me why
you named a cat Bunny?
Yeah, Bunny. I don't know. I think it was a boyfriend that I liked or something. I'm not sure.
You had a boyfriend named Bunny?
I think so. Yeah, it was a long.
That explains a lot. Okay, so you loved cats.
I just fell in love with cats.
Fell in love with cats. Well, okay, so
I'm the crazy cat lady. What can I say?
The crazy. Now, I've talked. Now, I want to circle back to me.
You should show with the lions. There.
Oh yeah, here. Look. Oh, my mom wants me to show. My mom went to. Okay, here's my mom. Here's a picture of my mom. Let's see without the reflection.
That's in Thailand.
Okay, this is in Thailand. She's with. This is how crazy she is. She's with.
That's a little baby. That's a puppy. I mean, that's a baby little lion.
But you have a picture. I have a picture of you with a giant lion.
Yeah, that's probably downstairs.
Somewhere. Oh, yes.
That's Chewbacca. I got that. And Chewbacca, and he was killed. That's a cheetah.
Chewbacca's a cheetah. Where is Chewbacca from?
And that's from an African country. And it was I saw. Yeah, that was the picture. I took that picture.
Well, they can't see it.
No, I know. I'm sorry. And then.
Do you know why? Do you know why that tiger's called, or what is it, cheetah?
Yeah, the cheetah is Chewbacca. Why?
Do you know why it was called Chewbacca?
No, I have no idea.
Do you know what Chewbacca is?
No. What is Chewbacca?
Mom, you're really making me look bad.
No, you know.
Mom, you don't know who Chewbacca is.
Oh, but tell me.
Chewbacca's a Wookiee from Star Wars, Mom. You've bought me a Chewbacca before. It's okay. It's okay. You know, what can you do? Okay, now I'm going to get serious with you for a minute. So I did a whole chat earlier about being adopted. And I've often talked about, what a great family I was adopted into and why adopt? Is that too personal?
Well, it's very personal, but I certainly would share it with.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that have contacted me privately about adoption and being adopted, and I've famously told people that I didn't care. Like I never wanted to look for my biological family, as you know. It found me, but I wasn't interested at all.
Okay. Now,
what was it like? What were the circumstances that brought you to adopt me? And well, yeah, but I mean, not health issues. Okay, I don't mean that.
That's what it was.
But I know it was health issues. You couldn't. But talk about what did you hope I would turn out to be when you adopted me? What were your hopes?
Well, that you would be president of the United States someday, maybe.
Oh, yeah, look how that turned out.
No, that's not true.
I don't mean for me, for other parents.
Listen, I
sure
was very unfortunate. I was pregnant. I had a good pregnancy, and the baby died at birth. And I said to myself at that particular time, I would never go through this again. That was just too much. And fortunately, my doctor had a patient who was going to give birth to a baby, and that person was going to give the baby away. Here he is.
Here I am.
Here he is. So
well, it's good to be here. Well, I thank you for that. But now let me ask you this: did it ever, when you adopt a kid, from your perspective? I lived at home in the same bedroom, by the way, since I was a week old. Till I was 21, till you sold the house, which you shouldn't have done. Have you seen how much the house is worth now? You should see our house in Mercer Island. They bought it for what, $30,000 in 1964?
Not much.
Yeah, not much. You see how much it's worth now. It's terrible. You sold for $160,000 in 1988.
Yeah, but
you know what it's worth now?
I think it's worth about $600,000.
No, Mom, it's about $1.3 million.
Really?
Yes, Mom. I checked. I looked on Zillow just before this conversation. I'm just saying that was my inheritance, Mom. There it goes.
Well,
I was out the door.
This is worth a lot of money.
This is worth a lot of money. This is your townhouse. Mom moved into a townhouse that's close to where? Where's this close to?
What? I'm in Bellevue.
I know, but where is this close to? Why did you pick this particular townhouse? Because where is it next to?
By Glendale.
Glendale Country Club. So you could basically golf and go there 7 days a week.
It was available. If something else that I really liked was a few miles away, I would have gone there to that. Yeah.
Okay, now we've got there's people that have asked some questions,
Okay.
but I'm gonna first of all I need to ask. We're gonna start to address. I'm a geek.
Okay.
Like I've loved Star Wars and Star Trek since I was how old?
Since you knew that they were on television.
Like you used to say 3, but it was 5. I started
Okay.
watching it 5.
Okay.
Now, how did you feel as a mother? Now tell them, how obsessed was I with Star Trek when I was a little kid?
Totally obsessed. I mean, that's that. Yeah, Captain Kirk and the whole thing.
Why do you think I was so obsessed with this?
Well, because you were into the space. I mean, that stuff. That's what you were into, and I encouraged him. I mean, if this was his passion, I would certainly be there to do whatever I could to further his passion and bring everything I could to you, so you would learn about all that.
Now, every night at 6:00 during the week, what was on TV, and where did I have to eat dinner?
Yeah, well, you had to eat dinner with us.
Well, I know, but you had to get a black and white TV for the kitchen table.
Oh, okay. What was that? Because of the news?
Star Trek, Mom.
Oh,
Every night at 6. I had to watch Star Trek every night at 6.
with me?
Well, I wasn't going to watch. It didn't matter where it was. I was going to watch it no matter what.
Oh, okay. Because those days you couldn't program them?
No, there's no VCR, Mom.
There was no, okay, we couldn't do it. So we had to see it then, or you weren't going to see it again.
But now I've explained to people that when the Tooth Fairy came, to our house, the Tooth Fairy didn't just leave me money. What did the Tooth Fairy bring me?
Oh, I think some action figures.
She knows. I don't know. I mean, there must have been detente with the Tooth Fairy, because now why did you do that?
Because this is stuff that you loved. You have passions for things. And when I saw them in the store, I had to buy them because that's what you loved.
Yeah, but you didn't just give them to me. You hid them in the closet.
Well, because
you had a closet. My mom had a closet full of treasures that I didn't know about until I got older and would snoop. But you would buy things and hold them off.
Well, because there were always going to be occasions for me to give you something. And so there I had the things to give you.
Do you remember the first time that I came home with I had bought a Star Trek book at Lakeside Drugs for 65 cents?
65 cents.
Do you remember that? Do you remember what you did the next day?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you what you did the next day. The next day, all the rest of the Star Trek books that I needed.
Were there?
Yeah, do you remember this?
No.
Okay, yes. You had bought me all the other Star Trek books I needed, and you just put them in my shelf. And you didn't tell me.
Oh, okay, vaguely. Okay. All right.
Okay, let's talk about April Fool's Day. Let's talk about how you used to pack my lunch. What did you do on April Fool's Day?
What did I do?
Come on, Mom.
Did I put a Star Trek?
No, potato chips. You wouldn't unwrap the Kraft single-sliced cheese.
Oh.
You don't remember any of this?
No.
Okay, for April Fool's Day, and this got me every year, my mom used to pack my lunch, right? And then she would put potato chips in my peanut butter sandwich. So that sounds kind of good. So I would bite into. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And sometimes she'd give me a cheese sandwich with Kraft slices, but she wouldn't take off the paper, the wrapper. So I'd bite into the sandwich, and it was that. So, okay, now you started taking me to movies too.
Oh, well, because that was your passion.
Right, but not all parents would do that.
Yeah, but this is what you loved, and I want you to enjoy what you were into. Why not?
Well, not
That's
a lot of parents.
I do. Yeah, but I wouldn't deny you things that you love. There was nothing wrong with seeing movies. Well,
but you would go. You went. You would take me to movies. Did you like the movies that I made you go see?
Probably, for the most part. Some of them maybe not, but I was there with you because I knew you loved them, and so I was going to make sure you got there.
Well, okay, that was pretty good. So I was lucky in that I had a mother that would. But why did you do that? I understand the idea that I had this passion for things, but a lot of parents why don't you study law or become a doctor? You never did that.
Because that was your passion. Why should I direct you someplace that you weren't interested in? I was there to support your passions and encourage you.
But I might have been much richer and more successful and not talking on the internet. Instead, I would be making movies like Endgame and making lots of money. Here, scoot back in.
It's got nothing to do with making money. It's something that whatever you love doing, that's what I wanted you to do. It had nothing to do with the economic part.
Now, how did like? But you guys, I mean, I joined the science fiction book club. I built models. You know, you let me do all of that stuff. You didn't, but you didn't ever think like, did you ever talk to your girlfriends and be like, my kid's kind of weird?
No, I thought you were kind of special because you were doing things that a lot of kids weren't doing.
I didn't even pair to say that. I didn't even pair to say that. So, well, tell me more, Mom. On your birthday. Well, no, I mean, I was pretty lucky. I mean, I was pretty lucky that you guys were like, do you remember? So I was copying videotapes and I had 3 VCRs. And at one point you guys were worried and you decided that, remember when you had a big cabinet built down in the family room? Right. So you guys they told me that they wanted me to custom do you remember why you did that? Do you remember? Okay. You guys had a big custom locking cabinet for all my VCRs because I had 4 VCRs and I had all these tapes downstairs and you were like worried we were going to get broken into or something. But you guys had this giant, it's awesome. When we moved out of the house, you couldn't take it with you because it was built into the wall.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Well, that was special because that's your love and that's with all your things. But
well, another thing you did was you love plants. You still love plants. You were a green thumb. You worked in the garden. I had my own plant service. Right. Talk about that. It was called Interior Plant Service. It was the indoor plants. Right. And after I was finished no longer with my tourist, my travel industry. So I had clients and I would get plants for them and I learned about that. I took classes and I would go and take care of the plants or replace the plants. And that was really fun. I enjoyed that. Now, in my mind, there are 2 plants when I think of you, I think of jade plants and rhododendrons. Well, rhodies are outdoor plants. Rhododendrons. We call them rhodies because that's our. See, in this chat room, people think of rhodie as being something different, a person. But the rhododendrons is the state flower, Washington state flower. So I didn't know that. No. But rhododendron, and when we would have frisbee wars across the street, the rhododendron bulbs would get sheared off by the frisbees. We used to throw. It was used to come. No one could yell like. Do you remember how loud you could yell? Yeah, I can still do it. I know. But I don't do it very often because I don't have anybody to yell at except the cats. No one could yell more than you. Uh-huh. I mean, I swear to God that there must have been some government agency could measure on Richter scale when she would yell. But you yelled at things like when my bed wasn't made when I left the house. Because I expected that to be made before you left the house. Would you say you're anal retentive a little bit? Like a perfectionist? That's how I grew up. I had things that I had to do and they had to be done and that's how I brought you and Susie up. Yeah, but you really didn't instill that in me. Oh. I think Elizabeth would tell you that I'm not really. Well, I'm a little too messy. I'm halfway there. I like to organize things occasionally, but then I let a mess grow. But that doesn't mean you're going to continue to, do what I asked you to do. You can do whatever you want to do. No, for the most part, I think I learned a lot from you. I had a good. Well, everybody's got their things. I had a good. Now I'm changing gears. So I want to get a little because we have a friend. She's looking at her watch. No. Well, she's looking at her watch. I wanted to make sure that we're okay because we're okay. We have dinner tonight now. Yeah. Okay, I got to tell you, there's things called super chats on here, and on my computer, it's hard to get to them. And a super chat is when people actually ask questions, pay money to ask questions. All these people have questions. We're going to get to them, but I'm looking at the super chats because I want to make sure I don't miss any super chats. And I think I am missing super chats because I saw them, and I think these are all okay. Celadon Sound. This is my boy Celadon Sound. Okay, Celadon Sound lives in the UK. Now, where are you? I'm right here. Celadon Sound. Oh, I see. Okay. Celadon Sound lives in the UK. He has a lovely girlfriend from New Zealand. Oh. And they met over there. So Celadon Sound sent us £5, Mom. Wow. Celadon Sound says, happy birthday, Nancy. You should be incredibly proud of Robert. I told him. No, I didn't tell him to say this. He is contributing positivity to the world and touching people the world over. Thank you. Great. I think it's so. What do you think of that? I think that's fabulous. I mean, that you are touching people all over the world. I think it's fabulous. Oh my gosh. In a way that I'm not going to get prosecuted. Yeah, no. So then what we do is we go and so I go down and I see, I answer these super chat questions and they support what super chats do is support the channel. Wow. So here's Mugen 008. Happy birthday, Nancy. You're one awesome woman and wishing you many more. How was Rob at the dinner table? We heard he wouldn't keep quiet. Well, he's good at dinner table. I mean, growing up, he had he ate, but he talked, and that was his thing. He loved to talk and about things that he
loved and shared all with us. Yes.
Celadon Sound also says that you won't get this, but he says, I finally solved it. Nancy will defeat Thanos.
What does that mean?
Thanos, it's hard to, but there's a movie coming out called Avengers Endgame with the Avengers. And Thanos is the villain, and he killed half the creatures in the universe. And they have to see if they can reverse it. And everyone thinks now, Celadon Sound thinks you can possibly reverse that. So, and now all of these questions are people that, well, I think, let's see if I'm going to go check, and I might have missed super chats. I'm sorry if I haven't, because, oh, wait. Okay, so here's one. So here's another super chat, right? So this one is from
thank you.
Samir Tesfal.
Well, thank you, Samira. That's very
happy birthday, Nancy. So
just keep celebrating that.
Okay, now here's Willow Yang. Willow, by the way, writes incredible letters. She's the molecular biologist that I was telling you about.
Oh,
she's from Canada. She says, happy birthday, Nancy. We love you. Do you have any pictures of baby Rob?
Oh man, I've got lots of albums with baby Rob.
I was gonna look. Yeah, well, I don't know if they're. I will promise, Willow, that I will show you. I don't know. These are your travel ones.
Oh, these are my travel.
Oh wait, look at this. Hang on a second.
Oh,
now,
no. Well,
that's you though.
Yeah.
Here, look at this. Here's a picture of Mom right there as a young lady. How old are you in this picture, Mom?
That was a graduation picture, I believe. From high school.
That's high school. Wow.
19.
You're pretty hot.
57.
I'm glad I was adopted, so I can say I think you're pretty hot. Let's see. Who's this? I can't see. Hang on. Okay. So this is from Big
For Adam.
Big, yeah, and
hey, Mom.
Alfie Gamer.
You're having a wonderful day.
We got to read it aloud. Hey, Rob and Mama Burnett. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Question for Mom. What was Rob's most embarrassing moment as a kid? Sorry, Rob.
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, there's some I wouldn't want to.
Probably don't know about them.
No. Pretty. Well, that's from.
That's the youngest one I could find.
Oh, that's John.
Oh,
look, here's one. Yeah. Here's a picture of me. This is a picture of me. This is 1991. Oh, look at that. Just like my mom. She dates every picture. This is August 91. This was this was actually in Marina Del Rey here in California. So there you go. Let's see. Yeah, she has lots of pictures. Oh, somebody just sent in a big super chat. Let's see who that is. Norman Lau is a very good friend of mine. I've known him for a couple of years now. He's very smart. He sends lots of great letters in. Happy birthday, Nancy, says Norman Lau. Here's some cheddar. That means money. Here's some cheddar, and please take your mom out with this donation for a coffee or dessert. She's like my mom, loving, understanding, and supportive. We are truly fortunate. I think it's true. I brought her some flowers, though.
Oh, beautiful. My heavens. I'm so impressed. Yes, thank you.
Well, you taught me flowers.
Yeah.
I didn't bring you a rhododendron bush.
I don't want to. I'd rather have the flowers inside.
She'd rather have flowers.
Yeah.
Well, Mark Blaza says, R&B, your mom's really cool. Can she adopt me? Happy birthday, Nancy. No, dude. No, she can't. She can't adopt you. She's just adopting me. Okay, so yeah, so I think we've been through that. So now there's all these other questions. So look, Mike Bodden, who's my business partner, says he thinks that we all see where Rob gets his optimistic nature. That's good.
How was wrong with the
And look, Vesna's here. Vesna's all the way she lives in Sarajevo.
Oh, wow.
Have you been to Sarajevo? Have you been to the Balkans? Have you been to Yugoslavia?
Yes, I was in Yugoslavia. Yes.
It's not Yugoslavia anymore.
No, it's not. No.
When were you in Yugoslavia?
Well, that was probably I have to go and look at my books.
Well, it's okay, but you've been to Yugoslavia.
Yes.
What were your impressions of
I don't remember. That was too long ago. That was too long. I've seen the war. How can I remember everything?
Let's see. Okay, Dale M says, wow, what an amazing mom, Rob. You're a lucky man, but you already knew that. I can tell just by the way you look at her. So awesome. Barbecue Network asks, to the mother, what is your favorite thriller from the 70s or 80s? That means movie. I
know. And I was never into the thrillers and that sort of stuff.
But let me ask you, what's your favorite movie? Do you have favorite movies? Like, what's your favorite movie?
You're not going to like this one, but Gone with the Wind.
Well, not as politically correct as it used to be. You can be. No, don't. You're off camera.
I'm sorry.
Tell me about Gone with the Wind.
Well, it was just, the love story and it was a classic.
It is a classic.
And,
I like Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, and when it's on,
I like that you like Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, and when when it's on TV, I'll watch the old. I haven't gone to
would you say that?
Scarlett?
Do you admire Scarlett O'Hara?
Well, for what she put up with, yes, I guess so.
What about Rhett Butler? Was he your type?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. That's you heard it now. Is Rhett Butler your type? Yeah, sure. Someone's gonna tweet that.
Yeah.
How about pictures of Rob as a teenager? Yeah. Look, okay. See this word PWND?
Yeah.
Pwned, owned. It means you're owning me. It means you're getting one over on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's what the kids say. Okay. Rob is getting owned by his mom or pwned, whatever you want to say. I'll let you. So. Oh, did your mom like Koba? Koba's a longtime viewer here. Koba, he takes his name from a character from the second Planet of the Apes movie, the second new Planet of the Apes movie. He asks, did your mom like Star Wars?
I did.
Yeah, you took me. We went and saw all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, no, I did.
Now I told this story. You probably don't remember this, but I told this story when you and I went and saw Raiders of the Lost Ark at Factoria Cinemas. And I've explained to people how you're a pragmatist. You're all about what's in front of you, all about the reality. Like imagination was never really your thing. You like the reality. That's why you like the smell of grass when you're walking the fairway. Probably not walking anymore. You're
I walk. I do not use a golf cart.
You don't use a golf cart? You play 18 holes of golf and you don't use a golf cart?
I have a motorized little that my bag. I put my bag in it.
Even now?
Of course.
You're 80 years old and you walk 18 holes?
What's wrong with 80?
Are you listening to this?
Just because I'm 80, does that mean I have to get into a golf cart?
No, but I'm surprised. That's impressive.
Oh, I'm going to walk until I can't walk.
Wow.
That's my exercise.
That's amazing.
Oh, I've always walked. I've never ridden a car.
Well, she's in great shape. I mean, look at you. You're strong. You could be
lucky.
You're kind of like a superhero. So you like Star Wars. Well, so I told this story about how you being a pragmatist, we went and saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, and you were very quiet afterwards. And you were driving home because it was 1981. So I was, 14 or something?
Okay.
How old are you?
Almost 40 years ago.
Yeah, almost 40 years ago. And you were perplexed by it. And you turned to me and you said, that could never happen. And I said, well, what do you mean that could never happen? And you said, well, when Indiana Jones was hanging off the back of the truck by his bullwhip, the gravel and the dirt was in his face. He could never hang on. And then I said, well, what about the power of God coming out of the Ark of the Covenant at the end and melting the Nazis? And you said, well, that could happen. I saw the 10 Commandments. Moses parted the Red Sea. Why couldn't God come out of the Ark of the Covenant? I thought that was pretty great. It spoke to the fact that you're a pragmatist. I mean, the dirt and the gravel hanging, like being dragged. I can understand. You watch that and you're like, that couldn't happen. But Moses could part the Red Sea. So why couldn't God come out of the Ark of the Covenant? Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I don't believe that the Red Sea was ever parted.
You don't believe that the Red Sea was ever parted?
If it was parted or the water was way level, something was going on. But I don't.
So you're see, she's a woman of science, is what she's saying.
Yeah, I don't.
You mean as a good Jew, you don't believe Moses parted the Red Sea, delivering his people to salvation?
I'm just a person. I don't believe in that sort of stuff. That's my thing. So,
that's not a criticism,
no.
Because you're a pragmatist and a scientist. I understand that. That's good. So let's jump up and see what. You don't have to be sorry. It's all good.
No, I was just reading that.
Let's see. Barbecue Network says, Robert, what is your favorite movie that you saw with your mom while growing up? Now, I don't know if you remember this, but I'll tell you, we used to have Christmas was Jewish Movie Day.
Right.
Explain what Jewish Movie Day was.
Well, because we celebrated Hanukkah, and it never fell on Christmas. So we would go to the movies because not many people were at the movies that day on the 25th of December.
Except every Jew that lived in Seattle.
Well, yeah.
It was like we'd see half the people we knew. Now, do you remember when the biggest deal on Jewish Movie Day is if a Jewish movie opened on Jewish Movie Day? And in my lifetime, there were two.
And what were those?
One was Yentl.
Oh, Yentl. Oh, my gosh. Yes.
I didn't go. I went skiing with my friends. It was the one Jewish Movie Day. But you guys went and saw Yentl.
Okay.
And then Schindler's List.
Yeah.
A nice, uplifting Christmas movie. We went and saw that for Jewish Movie Day. And then where would we go afterwards?
We go down to Chinatown and have dinner because all the Chinese restaurants were open.
And we did that for like
Long time.
A long time, decades.
Because those are the only restaurants that were open in the city. All the rest were all closed because it was a holiday.
I don't know if you're going to remember this, but since you asked, Barbecue Network, my favorite movie that my mom took me to, because I was 11, I think, was The Deer Hunter. Do you remember taking us about Vietnam? They played Russian roulette. Do you remember this?
No, not really.
She took me to see The Deer Hunter because it was nominated for an Oscar. And like, you were mortified.
Yeah,
We didn't leave, but you were mortified because it's still a good movie. And Meryl Streep was in it back in the day.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite movie that my mom took me to, only because I can't believe she took me to that movie, but it was fantastic. Now, do you remember going to see Logan's Run?
I remember
The old man with the cats that lived in Washington, D.C.?
Vaguely.
She loved that movie.
Because of the cats.
Because of the cats. Sure. So let's see. So this is how I do the show. So people ask questions. So Uncle Remus says, Mom, did you have a cute nickname that you call Rob? Because everyone knows me as Rob.
He was just Bob. He was Bobby when he was a little one, and then he got to a point where Bobby wasn't acceptable anymore, so it was always Bob. So when people call him Rob or Robert, I says, who are you talking about? Because
right.
I don't think he ever heard me call him Robert, unless I was maybe really mad at him.
Yeah, when she's mad at me, she did this. She'd go, Bob.
Oh, really? Not Robert?
No. You say Bob. That's my best of all the impressions I do. That's the best one that I do. Okay. Patrick Glanville asks, who was Rob's first girlfriend? By the way, I brought home lots of girls. What did you think of the quality of women that I brought home to you?
Oh, they were all nice. I don't remember any not being nice. I mean, as long as you liked them, that's all that matters.
Yeah, but what was your impression of most of the girls that I dated?
I just they were nice. They were fine. I don't remember.
They were fine. If any of them are watching this, I'm telling you, Elizabeth right now.
Well, it's not my.
She was actually, my mother never said one bad word about anybody I brought home. You always said the word you used most was lovely. Oh, she's lovely. That's what she would say. Oh. Was there? Do you ever remember me having a girlfriend I brought home that you hated?
No.
Yeah, I didn't bring one home that you hated. Okay. You liked all the girls that I brought home.
Well, if you liked them, then wouldn't I like them?
Here's it. Barbecue Network has another good question. What was your favorite restaurant to go to growing up with her? I would say there's one restaurant we went to every Sunday night.
Well, we went down to Chinatown.
No, the Jade House on Mercer Island.
Oh!
You gotta talk to the people.
I'm sorry. Oh, the Jade House.
The Jade House.
Okay.
Well, explain what that was. It was also Jews. It was a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
Every Sunday we went out with her father, my grandfather, Ralph.
Right.
And how many years did we do that for?
Well, I always had dinner on Sundays with my father and my mother. And when my mother passed away, then we did it with Sissy when he married Sissy. Yeah. We always went out on Sundays, but we usually would go down to Chinatown and have dinner.
No, we go to the Jade House.
Okay, we go to the Jade House.
And what do we do after the Jade House? Every single time.
What did we do?
We went to Baskin Robbins.
Oh, and had ice cream, certainly. Okay.
Except Grandpa. What did he have? He didn't get ice cream.
No. What
did he got? Ice.
Yeah.
Italian ice.
Yeah. Italian.
So Alvaro Zeno says, happy 80th to Nancy. So sweet. Question for Nancy. What single new technology invented throughout your life has had the most positive impact on your quality of life? That's a great question. What technology?
Well, I imagine, the computer. Or,
that's a great yes. Yeah, you don't have to like ask me if that's a great answer. No, what is the computer? What has it allowed you to do? Because you use it for work.
Yeah, but you get into you get your questions answered right away. You don't have to, get on the telephone or call somebody or listen to it on TV or the radio. You just go into the computer and find out the answer right away. You get immediate response.
How did that help you as a travel agent?
Well, when you have questions, I mean, the travel agent sets up, travels and the computer will tell you, exactly what to do and how to go about it.
That's a really good question. Let's see. What else people have going here? Uncle Remus says, ask Mom to watch an episode of Star Trek Discovery and give a mini review. No, I won't ever make you do that. I promise. Oh, here Jay-Z sends look at that, another super chat. Jay-Z says, happy birthday, Nancy. Your son is a man that brings people together in such a positive way. I didn't even pay him to say this. Every day, bringing joy and happiness to a bunch of folks all over the globe. It's obvious where he gets it from. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Mom. And then Brad Brickley says, happy birthday from Anna Cordes.
Yeah.
We can take the ferry and visit you, Brad. Right. Would you allow Bobby to go? Oh, would you allow Bobby to go watch R-rated movies on his own? My mom and grandma would sign notes so I could do it on my own. Okay, now you got to talk about.
Well, you're talking about when you were a young
kid. Yeah. Why don't you talk about what would you do, like when I skipped school to go see Star Trek 2, and then I skipped school to go see Star Wars when they played all three in 1985. What did you do for me after I skipped school to go see those movies? Do you remember?
No.
You would write a letter.
Oh.
Because I had to have an excuse from a parent.
And I would lie about what?
Well, you would say that you said that I was, when I was in junior high school, you said I was at Mr. Spock's funeral. Spock died in Star Trek 2. And then in 1985, when I went and saw all three Star Wars movies, you wrote that I was helping the rebellion free from the tyranny of the Empire.
And I think you probably you sat down and told me.
Exactly no, I did not. I did not. No, you knew what was going on, and then I got Saturday detention because I was in student council, and they wouldn't accept that as an excuse.
Yeah, I remember that.
But you did that. So in addition, so you don't remember what you did to me on April Fool's Day, but she did write me these notes and get me out of school. Doshi asks, happy birthday. Does she have a favorite Avenger? You wouldn't know what the Avengers are. No. But now, do you remember buying me Justice League of America comics?
Oh, sure.
Well, tell them about that. So my mother used to go. I had to have been like 8 or 9 or 10, and you would go every month, and you bought me Justice League of America. How did you come to do that, and how did you know to go every month and buy me Justice League of America?
Because that's what you loved, and I love to support your passions.
But that was pretty cool.
Well, that's what I did.
So do you have? Okay, let me ask you: the Justice League, the classic Justice League, is Aquaman, basically Flash, Green Lantern, John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Do you have a favorite character of those? Like if someone asks you, Superman or Batman, Mom?
Superman's probably the one.
Superman's your jam.
Yeah.
Okay, so Superman. Now, did you watch Superman in the 50s on TV with George Reeves, the Superman TV show?
Probably did, yeah.
Okay. That's a good one. Let's see. Killmonger23 says, happy birthday, Nancy. Rob, thank you for introducing us to your lovely mother. See, Mom, you're lovely. Here, Uncle Remus says, Mom, when Rob was growing up, were you ever worried that Rob was watching too much violent movies or television? That's a good question. Like you saw some of the movies I was watching, you'd come down and you'd be like, what the hell are you watching?
Well, that was his passion, but violent ones, I'm not into violent movies, but they were mostly, things that he enjoyed watching. I don't know. I don't think he showed me violent movies.
I didn't show you violent movies.
No,
now, how did you feel when we first got a VCR and there were all the kids at our house after school?
Well, it was great because that's what you did, and I didn't mind having the kids over. That was great. You shared it with them.
But you didn't know what kind of movies I was showing them.
No.
Which was great. What a great mom to have. I love the kids here.
Yeah.
She doesn't tell me what. Oh, please tell me about those bears behind you. Okay, Mom. Okay, we're gonna take a little trip. Because she might seem kind of funny about this. But I'm going to take you guys on a trip, and if you're going to forgive me, Look, she's looking at her. She's worried. Yeah. But we're gonna go into her room, and you're gonna.
You have to tell them that's my room. That's okay.
Well, who else's room would it be?
Well, it could
okay,
be
we're gonna talk about bears. Okay, Mom, we're gonna take a little journey. Okay, ready? Oh, are you okay? Oh, Mom. Oh, the chair broke. I'll fix it. Are you okay?
Yeah.
See,
oh my God!
I know. My mom falls down. She keeps going. I know, Mom. We'll fix it. The wood broke. See, you're too heavy.
Oh shit!
Here, well, don't worry about it now. I know. We'll fix it. We're gonna take you. It's okay. Now take me where we're going.
Okay, come on. Here we go.
Okay. Okay. Ready? Now you're gonna have to explain. Okay. First of all, let's come over right here. Just first of all, let's take a look here. Let me see what are we seeing here. Okay, Mom, I got to get you in the frame.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, there you go. Now say that. That's good. So explain what are we looking at?
Okay, the lower ones, the racks, these here.
Yeah.
These are all logo golf balls.
Logo golf balls. What do you mean?
The golf balls from golf courses that have the logo of the golf course that has been played. I've played a lot of them, and a lot of them have been given to me. We used to have the men's and the ladies pros come and play at one of the golf courses. And so I got some names. I have Arnold Palmer, who's no longer with us, Jack Nicklaus, who still is with us, and they're all signed. And I collect logo golf balls.
So would you say that collecting is, how many do you have? Do you know how many you have?
There's 100 in each one of them. So there's 400 and probably
450,
about 480.
400. Now, how long did it take you to collect these?
I started probably 30 years ago.
Okay, now above the logo golf balls that you've been collecting for 30 years. Now, let's take a look at this, people.
Oh, okay. These are the Thai Beanie Babies.
Yeah. Now, how long are you been collecting Beanie Babies, Mom?
Ever since they came out, and I think they probably came out a good 20 years ago. Maybe here's 207. Happy birthday! Probably the tags will tell us when they are dated.
Why did you start collecting Beanie Babies?
I just fell in love with the Beanie Babies. I walked into a store one day, and there were started out. I was over by the card collection, and they started, and then they the Christmas and Halloween and different,
Okay. Now I want you guys to look at this wall. Look at this wall. Now let's go over to this other wall here. Take us over here, Mom. Okay, now we're going to come over here. Here, you go in there. So I'm going to see.
Should I turn this on?
Yeah.
I mean, want to show this picture?
Yeah, we could show that. But hang on. No, turn the light off. It's better with the light off. Now, explain. I mean, I don't know if you can really hear. Look at this. Look at this. This is like, maybe you understand my obsession with hot toys. But look at this wall, Mom. Now, tell us about this.
Yeah, they're just, like I say, they just keep putting them out. And some of them are.
How many Beanie Babies? How many? I'm going to back up so I can get you all kind of in here. So tell us how many are here? Like look at that.
I think about 600.
You have 600 Beanie Babies.
30, 60. No. 30, 60, 90, 120, 68, 2. No, probably about 400.
400.
Yeah.
400. And how long have you been collecting those?
For 400 years. No. We have to go back and look. I've probably been collecting them for maybe 30 years.
That's insane. Now I'm just gonna let's walk out here. Okay, so they can get this. This is wall number 3.
You got to show them with me.
Okay, I'll show them that. Hang on a second. But look at this. This is the third wall. I mean, can you see this? This is craziness, Mom. Like, show us over here.
Yeah. And these are new ones.
Oh, wait. Which are new ones? Show us.
These are new ones. This is a Seattle Seahawk because the Seahawks. Yeah, this was.
When did you get this?
Well, I don't think they have dates on these. Some of them don't have dates. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, there's Seattle Seahawks. That's our professional football. Oh,
and you guys think I'm crazy.
You want to see a beautiful one? This was in honor of Princess Diane. I made the. And there's a little thing. It's called the Princess. It's after Princess Diana. So that's very special.
Okay, now why don't you take us over and show us what do we got here? We got now what's can you really see this? Let's see. I can't see if you're getting all this. Okay, what is this?
This is in Thailand. We went to the tiger sanctuary.
Yeah, what is the tiger sanctuary?
What is it? This is where they keep them in clothes.
But they got in trouble, didn't they? Didn't they get in trouble for like?
No, this is a temple tiger. 2015 is when I was there.
All right.
Tiger temple. And
you get this stuffed tiger there too?
Cannot watch you in Thailand.
Wow. That's amazing. Let's go sit. Oh, you can't sit down back down.
These are all okay. This is when I was at St. Andrews.
Wait, when were you? Oh, that's the golf course.
2001. This is where it all started.
Okay.
And this is the old bridge that's been there forever. Yeah.
Wow.
And this is these are all ball markers, golf ball markers that I've collected throughout. Like that. Well, here's let's see. 5,
club champion.
10,
Wait.
11, 12,
hang on.
13. Okay. I've only what did I say? See, 13. Yeah. Started 68. Let's see, 4, 8, 11 regular ones. and one senior, but I've had more. Yeah, one senior. Yeah, 12. Okay, and then these are the hole-in-ones. I've had 3 hole-in-ones.
Now, Mom, what are these?
Those are ball markers, a golf ball marker. So when you get on the green, you have to mark your ball. So you
Okay, now
you know,
why do you have these on the wall?
because this is to hold them, and they all represent different clubs.
Oh, those different golf clubs you played?
Yes. Yes.
Wow,
Yes, and I
okay.
have played.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And what about these people? Here, let's show those.
Oh, well, show them. Who
Okay.
are these?
Yeah, that's my
people?
sister Susie and I in high school. That was me in high school, and my sister Susie, who was also adopted. So, wow. All right, Mom.
How about that? You got? Oh, here. Is that the same one? Because I've got.
Oh, look, yeah. Oh, look at that. That was junior high. I was in junior high. I don't know if you can. No, we're back in here. You got to go this way. Here. See, there you go. That's my mom, my sister, and I. We were both in junior high school. So that had to be early 80s, Mom.
Okay.
Early 80s.
Underneath it'll show. Okay.
Okay. Well, look at this. This is just some craziness here. Craziness. Well, okay. Well, I guess, Mom, that I've taken up too much of your time, and why don't we here come back to the room here. We're coming back to the room, everyone, and we're gonna end this chat. There's a few more things I want to answer and all that, but let me have my mom here. Mom, you sit in this chair now that we've broken a chair.
Is that about this?
I know, we'll fix it, Mom.
No, I don't think you can.
Well, here, come sit down.
Oh, okay.
Because there is one serious issue that I want to talk to you about.
Okay, serious.
Only because here's a serious issue. So, hang on. First of all,
I don't have that many wrinkles. What is going on? That just doesn't.
Mom, the lighting is terrible.
Well, no, but I'm gone.
The original Hot Toys. People are because everyone knows I collect a bunch of stuff. Where did I get it from?
Did you get this picture in here?
Oh, people have seen that.
Okay.
So Jay-Z asked, please tell me about the bears behind you. We just got lots of bears. Bears.
They're called Beanie Babies.
Well, yeah, those bears are Beanie Babies. Caledon Sound says the original Hot Toys. There's a few more super chat questions. Let's see. Caledon Sound says was at St. Andrews just last summer. What a course!
Okay. But it was the old course. There's the new course at St. Andrews, but the old course is the original course. I think there's like 7 or 9 courses at St. Andrews now. So it's the old course, which is the original one. And
Doshi says your mom's adorable. Only she can beat Thanos. Okay, so I'm gonna get serious now. One of the things that I've always admired about you is you could have died. I'm gonna talk about my mom. My mom, her mother, Flo, my grandmother, was killed by breast cancer. Now what did you do after that? You went and got checkups?
I started getting checkups I had breast cancer when I was 28 years old. As soon as my mother got that, I started getting checked up, and they found breast cancer in 28 and 30. And had I not, and that was pretty young. Women didn't think about having breast checkups until they're maybe 40 or 50 years old. And because of my mother's history and what happened to her.
And what did you do, being the pragmatic perfectionist that you are? When you found out you had breast cancer, what did you do?
Get it out of there. Just take it off.
And what does that mean?
I had a mastectomy.
You had one?
Well, because they weren't all, it was 2 years. They were 2 years apart. So
you had both of your breasts removed over 2 years. Not to bum you out. I'm going somewhere with this.
Right.
Now, when you had your first mastectomy, it was a radical mastectomy. So you had your lymph nodes taken as well.
Right, they do.
What did they tell you about golfing? They told you that you couldn't golf for like a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And who was golfing 6 weeks later?
No, probably me.
She was. 6 weeks after her first radical mastectomy, she was golfing. And what happened that year?
Did I win the...
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You won. Not only did she get breast cancer and have a radical mastectomy, they told her she couldn't golf for a year. 6 weeks later, she was on the links and she won the club championship that year.
You got a good memory.
I mean, as we say, what a baller. That's some baller moves right there. Now, I remember one thing you told me about when you found out that you had breast cancer in your second breast. Do you remember remember what you told me?
Yeah.
You said you have been a little lopsided. Now your swing would be.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So tell him that.
Oh.
I mean, she finds out she has breast cancer in her second breast, and she's going to have a radical mastectomy again and be laid up. And she says to me, she jokingly says that her golf swing can now go back to normal because she was a little lopsided before.
Right. Now I'm all okay.
And now, how old were you when this happened?
I was 28 and 30.
28 and 30.
Mm-hmm.
You're 80 now.
Oh my God.
80
Am I
years,
really 80?
80 years old. It's her 80th birthday. I mean, and the reason I say this is because we have a couple of friends. I have two friends. We have one, Elizabeth and I have a friend that's undergoing this kind of thing. Well,
how old is her friend?
I think she's early 40s.
Okay.
And then I have a friend I went to high school with, also this problem. But the reason I bring this up is talk about resilience right here. It doesn't matter how, what kind of health scare you have. You got to stick it out. You got to fight it out. Wouldn't you say?
Right. Well, I was lucky because I had it done early enough that it hadn't spread any place, even though you have treatments and everything. But a lot of people just, like my mother did. She had a terrible doctor and she had a little lump. Oh, it's nothing. Then finally she went later and it had spread and she didn't last very long.
She died.
Yeah, she died at 6.
So Madeline Picky says you're a very lucky woman, Nancy. Doshi says
because I have Robert Meyer. Burnett.
I was just a big pain in the ass. Come on, it's nice to say. Movie Maniac 86 says, "Happy birthday, Nancy. Did you have a crush on any actor?"
Or on any actor? Did I? Robert's going like this, so
I don't know. I mean, you weren't. That was not. See,
that was my.
You weren't. That's not your thing. You were. She's a pragmatist, so having crushes on actors.
I mean, I liked some actors, more than others, but no, I don't think it was like, oh my gosh, I got to have a date with him.
Well, Candy Van Man. That's a very generous. I got to buy dinner tonight, I guess. Says happy birthday, 80 going strong. Love you, Rob. Well, I love this woman too, and she was nervous. Weren't you nervous about coming on here today?
Well, I still am. I don't understand.
You're still nervous.
I mean, now you're going to get all kinds of things like, God, what's wrong with you? Yeah, okay.
Look, Josh Peterson says, "Happy birthday, Nancy. You raised one cool dude."
Yeah. I'll take credit.
Doshi asks, "Did Rob ever go through a bad boy stage?"
No, because he was always so involved in his passions that he really didn't. I mean, everybody has some stages.
There was things. No, I was always doing things that were above board.
Yeah, well, everybody has their stuff that they do that they don't want to talk about, but whatever.
Uncle Remus asked John Wayne, "Would you like John Wayne?"
Yes, because I loved horses, and that was when he first came on. He was always in westerns.
Okay, I got to ask you another thing. So you sent us to summer camp.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have a choice. There were two things. I love summer camp, but what made you decide to send us to summer camp?
I loved camp, and I was sent to camp when I was like 7 or 8 years old. As early, I think my parents wanted to get rid of me, but anyway, I went to summer camp, and I loved it, and that's why I sent the kids, because I thought that they would really enjoy it, and I think they did.
I love camp.
Yeah.
No, we went to YMCA Camp Rock Island and Flying Horseshoe Ranch in Cleveland, Washington. Yeah. Now, do you remember the care packages you would send us to camp?
I don't remember exactly what.
Rice Krispie treats.
Oh.
She used to make Rice Krispie treats and then cover the Rice Krispie treats with all kinds of candy and snacks and send them to summer camp. You're not going to remember this, but in 1976, you included in my suitcase the first anthology of original Star Trek stories called Star Trek: The New Voyages. You sent it. You put that.
Anything that had to do with Star Trek, I bought it, and he got it. I mean, that was his passion. I wanted to be part of it and contribute to it. Yeah,
it's
true. I still am today. Whatever his passion is, I'm here for him.
Mugen 008 says we're smiling ear to ear over here.
Oh, good.
Well, I'm glad. So I wanted to talk to you about the cancer thing because I think it's important. The fact that the way you faced it was no nonsense. You just took care of business, and that was it.
That's it. Yeah. Well, just and get on with life. That's what
Nick the Friendly Borg says that's a Star Trek thing. Hi and happy birthday, Rob's mom. You look great. I'm from Greece.
Wow.
What did you take away from visiting my country?
Oh, Athens. I remember it was many, many years ago, but I really enjoyed it. We went to the islands and saw the different, each island had different interests and everything, but I can't tell you pinpoint something. but it was all the history and all the old architecture and all the things that are thousands of years old.
What about the food?
You know,
Greek
I'm
food.
not a foodie person, so food is not my thing. I can't answer.
She eats like a cockatoo. She really does.
I eat because you're supposed to eat. If I didn't have to, if food didn't, if you didn't eat food, I probably wouldn't eat. I don't.
So when you said to the Greek, I've never been to Greece or the
That's
Greek
it.
islands because I've always wanted to go to like Mykonos and
Yeah, I went to that, but it's just all the architecture that was there for thousands and thousands of years. That was what's so incredible to see all that you study, in school. Yeah.
Chris Douglas says your son is incredibly entertaining and inspiring.
He is,
I don't know about
is.
today.
No, he is. My God, I can't believe it. I can't believe you remember all that. It's been great.
Frank Calderon says you're an awesome mom.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for encouraging big kid Rob.
He's still a kid. Yeah,
totally.
He'll always be a kid.
Christopher Morgan says, hi, Mom. Happy birthday. Glad to see you with your son.
Thank you.
And Vesna from Bosnia says, this is the best episode of Robservations ever.
All right. Well, I have to be on it more often then, huh?
Listen to her. Like a total actress. She's going to want SAG rates now. We were on for more than a half an hour. What's my daily rate?
Have we been on for over an hour?
Angel Jacoby says, happy birthday, Mrs. Burnett.
You can call me Nancy. Mrs. Burnett makes me feel old. I like people just call me Nancy.
I love this. You're not going to get this, but Dom Valeda says, happy birthday, Momicus Verisimilitus.
What does that mean?
Well, I love verisimilitude, which is reality and storytelling.
Oh, okay.
But somebody called me the gatekeeper of verisimilitude, but now you're the mother of verisimilitude.
Okay,
kind of like being the mother of dragons in Game of Thrones. You don't watch Game of Thrones, do you?
Yeah.
She doesn't watch Game of Thrones. Well, everyone, we have to celebrate the rest of her birthday. Celadon Sound says Bob's been planning the chair leg joke for weeks. I warned him it wouldn't be funny. Terrible. I was terrified. Like other 80-year-olds fall over, their hips are broken. You got to call the ambulance. Not this woman here. She's just worried that there's like.
No, it was a stool that my mother had. So it's God only knows how old it is, and so I'll take it and have it fixed.
Yeah, you got to get fixed.
Yeah, I will.
Well, anyway, everyone, I'm gonna
fun. Thank you for listening, and I'm so happy my son's here to help me celebrate my 80th young birthday, and just
can't miss an 80th
all of
birthday.
you, and just stay healthy and happy and enjoy life.
If people want, can they write you for advice?
Advice?
Yeah.
You mean how to raise a really great kid?
No, like life advice. Maybe how to get through the day when who knows?
Well, I'm not real good at that, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't look at my computer very often. I go in maybe every couple of days or something.
I tried, you guys. I figured Nancy Burnett could write an advice column. I guess not.
No.
I was going to make her write something for Robservations, maybe on the Burnettwork, but apparently not. But you know what? I will this summer. I will make a video of her. I'm going to you got to see her at the country club. You got to see her at Glendale because you got to see her in her element. She's like the elder stateswoman now. She's like the Margaret. No, you're like the Queen Elizabeth of Glendale.
I'm just one of the oldest members because I've really basically been a member since I was born. That's my parents were. Yeah.
Well, everyone, I want to thank you for this another live chat in a different state. Here's my mom on her 80th birthday. You got to share it. I hope I grilled her and gave her sufficient questions to. I hope you enjoyed this chat. Thanks for all being here. There's 150 people watching, Mom.
Wow.
All over the world.
Have a happy day and stay healthy and enjoy life.
And Brendan Valenzuela says, Nancy, how do I buy a home in this day and age?
Yeah, you got to have some money, unfortunately. It's so sad. Yeah.
Look at Sally Olson says, you really gave your son everything on his way when he needed to become such a really down-to-earth, great person. He really has the talent when he talks like you have. The feeling his wonderful nature fills the whole space like someone is listening if you're not feeling well. Greetings from Austria, Vienna.
Wow. I've been to Vienna, yeah. Wow. Well, cheers. I don't know if
they went to Vienna in the James Bond movie, The Living Daylights.
Okay.
It's true.
Right.
Do you like James Bond, Mom? You always let me stay up and watch him on Sunday nights.
Well, it was your thing. I didn't watch it with you, right?
Well, yeah. Haskell 420 says, no, thank you, Rob, and happy birthday again, Nancy. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Have a great day and stay healthy and enjoy life.
All right, everyone. We got a dinner to go to, and thanks very much. I'm glad I was able to get on. Sorry I was 10 minutes late. I will be back tomorrow, and of course, this Saturday I'm going to be at WenCon in Wenatchee. It's in Central Washington State. I'm doing 2 panels, and I'm going to try and broadcast from there. So I'll be back tomorrow, and then on Saturday. So I want you to say, you're going to repeat after me. Okay. But you have to look at everybody.
Okay.
You say, remember, everybody you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. All you have to do is listen. That was pretty good, Mom.
How about that?
I got chills. That was good. All right. Thank you all very much. We are going away now. I want to thank everybody for the generous super chats. And I forgot to mention that this podcast, this vlog, Robservations, is now brought to you by Lucky Tiger. Lucky Tiger men's grooming products for men who like to look good and feel great. And I want to thank them. And by the way, somebody sent me a link. I told you I love that their Suds for Studs soap is like my favorite thing. I found out that it's like, you can't get it anymore, but you can still find it on Amazon. So I'm going to go order some. It's like $13 because I don't want to lose that soap. But I want to thank Lucky Tiger for making this possible and continuing to support us. And of course, Alan Murphy, their CEO, write to him at clubluckytiger.com and getluckytiger.com and tell him he has to come on the 100th episode of this show. And that would be great. And if he does write you back, I've heard he's written people back, send me what you sent him and what he sent you, and I want to read them aloud. But I want to thank you for the letters. Keep them coming at the Burnettwork.net. Thanks for watching this. This is a very special show of Robservations. I'm going to do more things like this. You never know what you're going to get. And so what do you have to say to these people signing off on your 80th birthday?
Just, like I said, just all stay healthy, happy, enjoy life. And I'm glad you're watching Robert and all his stuff. This is great. And I say ciao.
What about live long and prosper?
Live long and prosper. Yeah. What do I do?
Can you do that, Mom?
Okay, this man. How about this? Oh my God. Yeah, how about that?
That's way. Hey, there you go.
Ciao.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in.